Okay, so we're going to talk about soft pastels. Most of the stuff that, by the way, that are on the front of the soft pastel paper, I've already gone over on how to take care of them. So please make sure that you kind of go through them real quick before you get started. All right, so on the front it says you need to kind of copy this onto another darker piece of paper. Honestly, 9x6, it really doesn't matter. I picked up a regular, dark piece of paper from the scrap bin, and you could do the same. You can work it out. What you do need is you need all these sections that are on the back of that paper, okay? And you're gonna draw out a tree. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as close as you can get, okay? Label them out. You will need the pencils, okay? The soft pastel pencils, and you're gonna need a container of, there you go, chalk pastels. My suggestion, because they can be really dusty, is have a piece of wet paper towel. It's not dripping, it's just damp, ready for, when we need to. Okay, so you're gonna pick a color. Doesn't matter what color you're gonna go with. I'm gonna go with that one. I think I'm gonna also put yellow because I think it'll look really nice, okay? All right, now, as you can tell, they're kind of dirty. You can wipe them off. All right, I also find that just wiping them off makes the color a little bit, brighter. All right, so different ways that we can apply soft pastels. You can apply them thin, okay, or holding them on the side wide. All right, now you're probably noticing that my color is very bright, so what I did was just by wetting it, it will make it a little bit brighter as well, and takes the dust chalkiness away, okay? All right, so we have that. Next is just good old adding color. So we're just gonna add some color. All right, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna smudge it in a little bit. Now, as you can tell, with soft pastels, they do dull their colors, so you might have to go back in and add a little bit more layer to them, okay, to brighten them up. All right, 2 colors. So let's say I want to mix my colors. All right, I'm gonna apply this one color. Take my next one. FYI, the red for some reason is kind of hard, so when you are mixing those two, you might want to get it wet a little bit. So I'm just going to mix that color. I kind of just went over it. I didn't go back and forth. I'm just applying like short little strokes to kind of just apply more and more color until I get the nice color. Okay? All right. So that's how we mix colors. Now remember, we don't ever blow the dust off, okay? If you have a dust issue, tap, that's it, okay? Gradation, probably one of the easiest things to do. Ready? Take that, just kind of like pull it out, all right? You can also go in and gradually get lighter too. Just pull it out. Do one. Let's see if I can get another one in here. 2. Not bad, okay? So blending and doing gradation to make things look like they're 3-dimensional is pretty easy, all right? Okay, so let's go up here. Hatching. We know hatching are those long lines, okay? It's always nice to put a second layer of color on it, okay? It's great for maybe tall grass, or if you have something that needs those long lines. Cross hatching. Nose goes the other way. Great for adding texture. Now, stippling. Chalk is very brittle, okay? Please don't go, smacking the table, okay? So it's more of a placing the little dots, all right? I don't want to hear you actually hitting the table, okay? So add your little dots. Feathering. Feathering actually is kind of on the same category as gradation, okay? So I'm going to need actually another color. You want to create almost like an effect where it goes from light to dark, okay? So feathering actually is a little bit of hatching at the same time. So we've got this, and then blends into the next. Okay, and this one blends, oops, to the next one. I'm going to go back over it. And it kind of gives it a nice transition from one color to the next. It's really cool. Okay, nice blend from one. All right, not bad. All right, so last thing, what are we doing? Well, here's the thing. When we're working with soft pastels, the best thing to do is actually layer, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give a base, and this is where these pencils are gonna come in handy, okay? So I'm gonna get a couple of pencils. And the pencils are great for small details, all right? All right, and by the way, you can erase chalk pastels, which is really neat, okay? All right, so let's go in and we're gonna give my tree, your tree too, a base color. Let's go in, color it in, not being too hard on this, okay? Go in, I'm gonna just smooth this in. We're gonna almost like layer this up, okay? So I'm gonna add this in, all right? Now, when you're creating a project, you are going to build this, okay? All right, so we have this. We're gonna build it up. So we have this. There we go. I want to add some variation, so maybe I might put in some extra colors in here to build it up even more. Okay. Blend that in. Notice that the colors are a little brighter when there is an actual base to this. Okay. Now I'm kind of getting sketchy, and I'm not worried about blending it because I did that all on the bottom. Pencil. These are great for like the small details. Okay, all that beautiful like hatching, cross hatching, stippling. You can do that here too. Okay. Now, the base of the color of your paper might be something that you consider. Okay, white, although it's good, notice this every little thing. But if you went with like a colored paper, you can get a lot more detail. This feels fuller. And you can kind of pick up like some of these dark areas. Really neat. All right, so what I want you to do, all right, you are going to fill in the rest of this, all right? Give a base here. And you can change the colors. It could be as wild as colors as you want. I want to just look for the smudging. That bottom layer needs to be smudged in. Add in some different colors. At least go with 2-3 colors within each of these areas. Your top layer needs to be some kind of detail work that you can do with the pencils. Now, by the way, there is a special way of working with these, okay? So if they need to be sharpened, you come see me, okay? All right, and when you're done, you need to spray it. Don't forget, you're gonna hold it on arm's length, mist it, okay? And it should be absolutely fine and sealed in. And that is soft pastels, okay? And don't forget to wash your hands.